right, a very good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone who's joining us from India or from other places in the world. I'm Devis Lati from the Next Genius webinars team, and in this session, which is focused on Spain, we are going to listen to three fantastic speakers as they share information about undergraduate education in Spain and about opportunities for Spanish teachers to pursue their post-graduation. And joining us for this call, we have three speakers, and let me just share a little bit about all of them in a second. So we have Mariano Iturbe, who is Indian representatives for University of Navarra in Spain. We have Plagaro, who is the international coordinator for University of Navarra, Spain. And we have Gupta, who is the head of Spanish department at Dhirubhai Ambani International School. A very warm welcome to all the three panelists here. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Thank you for your time today. And as we all meet, a lot of students and educators that we work with, have, when it comes to education abroad, we see that a lot of them have lots of idea about undergraduate education in the US and UK, but Spain is now emerging as a very, very popular destination. And I thought this would be a great opportunity for all of us to learn from these experts why Spain is getting so popular and what is it that we can learn and sort of what it is that Spain brings to the table. So with that, let me first start off with you, Nitika. If you could, Nitika, you yourself studied in Spain for some time, and you are a head of Spanish department there at Dhirubhai Ambani International School. So I'm sure you have lots of information about that. If you could just help us understand about Spain. Yes.
Thank you, and good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure being with you all here today. Of course, this is something that I'm very passionate about personally. Spain, studying in Spain, and definitely it's going to be next 1 hour is something that I'm really looking forward to sharing my experiences with all of y'all. So we have a mixed group of people here. I think some of y'all are Spanish teachers, some being counselors. So I think from what I'm getting is that you're looking at either looking at programs for summer school or programs for your students and either it could be for undergraduate programs or later postgraduate programs. And again, for Spanish teachers, it is a great opportunity to also look at courses or the master's program that the universities in Spain offer for your own personal development programs. I'll talk from my own experience. I've been learning Spanish forever now, and I started with for my first course in Spain. And I think and you will all agree with me, learning a language when you actually go and learn it in the immersive way, it's a completely different experience. And as Devesh was saying, that Spain, initially when we look at students and we look at education abroad, it was very concentrated towards the United States or the UK, whereas the scenario is been changing a lot recently. I myself, in the last 13 years that I've been working with Dhirubhai Ambani, I've noticed that the students are now looking at other options such as Australia, Europe, many places in Europe, and even Spain. I've had students talk to me about wanting to learn architecture from Barcelona. There've been students who want to do art in Spain, etc. So Spain definitely also has recently opened up in a big way. It is being offering a lot of opportunities for students wanting to pursue different things. So that's something that Spain definitely has, whether it is culinary skills, whether it is architecture, art. There is even international trade, etc., fashion. There is a lot that Spain has to offer. There are a lot of opportunities out there. And of course, like the University of Navarra, there are many good universities probably that we had not heard of earlier that are opening its doors and definitely going out and talking about what they really have to offer. I myself did my master's in teaching Spanish as a foreign language from one of the good universities, University of Nebrija in Madrid, and it was one experience that has only added a lot of value value to me, because one is teaching knowing how to speak Spanish and knowing how to, communicate in the language. Whereas the other thing is, if you really are looking at opportunities to take this further, make it a career out of it, definitely learning how to teach. And that's what the master's program, even offered by the University of Navarra, is all about: teaching, learning how to teach the language. That's a absolutely different thing. And from my experience of doing courses of learning Spanish as a foreign, learning Spanish, doing my international exams, and then to do actually pursuing teaching Spanish, has been a very enriching experience and a very, very interesting journey. And I sincerely hope, whether it is the students that you're looking for, or yourself as an educator that is looking at doing more in this field of education, of teaching Spanish, definitely universities like the University of Navarra have a lot to offer. And we will now hear a little bit about what exactly that we can look at from these universities. So over to Mariano, Hugh, and Beatriz to share a little bit about what really can educators now do from universities in Spain.
Okay, thank you very much, Nikita. I think you already introduced perfectly well what is Spain as a destination for higher education. So I will speak a little bit. Also, I will on the same topic of undergraduate Spanish education, and I will talk about the University of Navarra before my colleague Bea talks about the master programs and summer programs of the Spanish. Now, well, as you have been saying just now, Spain is a good opportunity. Sometimes Spain is famous because it is a beautiful country, a touristic center in Europe, rich culture, known for its architecture, food, wonderful climate. But it's important to keep in mind that Spain has a long tradition of university education and institutions that go back to the beginning of the 13th century. And today, 2022, in Spain, there are 83 universities. 50 are public universities, 33 are private universities. And they are spread all over Spain, with some concentration of them in big cities like Barcelona and Madrid, but spread all over Spain. And if we have some figures, how many degree students there are in Spain now? Well, around 13 lakhs. Or master students, 2.5 lakhs, PhD students, around 90,000 students. So Spain has a deep and profound experience in higher education. And the fact is that there are many Spanish universities that are top ranked in the different rankings. And if we look at the best 10 out of all those universities, we can mention University of Barcelona, University Autónoma de Madrid, Complutense, University of Madrid, University of Navarra, Pompeu Fabra University, Carlos III de Madrid, Polytechnic, University of Catalonia, Technical University of Valencia, IE University. Well, these are the 10 who are best positioned in the rankings, but there are more, and that shows the quality of education that the country can offer. And in Spain, or in most Spanish universities, we find many foreigners pursuing different type of studies. Some of them go to Spain to learn Spanish or to learn Spanish culture, others to do undergraduate or postgraduate, sometimes to improve the language while they are doing the degree or post-degree. And if we do an analysis, where do those foreigners come from? Well, more or less 10% for the degrees. Most of the foreign students usually come from Europe and from African countries. For master programs, for PhD, come from Latin America, from Asia, from Australia. And the number of students from Asia is growing, little by little is growing. Of course, if we look at all the foreign students in Spain, majority will be from Latin America, and that is understandable because of the language and cultural affinities. Yeah. But from Europe and from Asia, and also from India, there is a growing and increasing trend of students coming to study in Spain. So it is important also to underline the value that Beatriz will speak later on, the value of learning the Spanish language, because at this moment there are more or less 20 million people learning Spanish all over the world, and you have 500 million people who are Spanish speakers in Spain, in entire Latin America, most of Latin American countries, in US as a second language. So really, Spanish is a fashionable language and very useful language. In India, in the many schools are teaching, and very good quality teachers teaching the Spanish to the students. Now, when we think which are the most popular degrees, well, I would say it's difficult to say which is the most popular degree, because most degrees are offered, but law, art and humanities, marketing and finance, science degree, hospitality, management, well, are offering very good degrees. It's difficult to say which is the most popular degree. I would say any student can find a suitable degree for his or her interest. It's important also to mention that Spain is home to great business schools. For instance, 3 of Europe's top 10 business schools. IESE of the University of Navarra, the IE Business School, the ESADE Business School. They are among the top 10 business schools in Europe. When we go to the important question of the cost, the price, this varies very much from degree to degree, whether you are applying to a private university or a public university. Logically, as usual, the public universities are cheaper because they have more support from government offices. The private depends more on the fees. But we can talk for bachelor programs in public universities per year for 1,000 to 2,500 euros, for master from 1,000 to 3,500 euros, while private universities that set their own fees can go from 9,000 euros to 20,000 euros per year. The cost of living in Spain varies also. Is more expensive in the capital and Barcelona than the other smaller cities, but in general it's cheaper than Europe, and more or less a cheaper student budget can apply very well in Spain. Public transport is efficient and also cheap, and this opens the doors to travel within Spain. No? If you are there 1 year or 2 years or 4 years, once that's a degree, you can visit the entire country during holidays and for reasonable amount of money, and that will be a real an added benefit to the degree, no? that full knowledge of the country. And of course, also when we are talking about Spain, we are talking about Europe. So with the same student visa, you can visit Germany, France, Italy, Portugal, Netherlands, etc. All the European countries that are in that Schengen agreement. So per month, a student for his food and lodge and personal expenses, more or less between 800 to 1,000 euros, you can pay all your expenses. And also, part-time, a student can work up to 20 hours per week while you have a valid student visa. The application process for the universities, well, this depends and varies from university to university. So the most practical thing is, if you already have a selected university, go to the website and they will tell you how to apply. The important thing is that your high school has to be recognized. If you have an IB diploma, well, you can get it automatically recognized through a process that is applying to the UNED, this is a distance University of Spain, and there is a process by which you will get a credential of access, and with that you can do your university students. If it's not an IB or a European certificate, you can apply for homologation, that the government of Spain, the Ministry of Education, homologate means recognize the degree that you have done in your country. Then each university has its own admission process. Normally there is some entrance examination, to prove language knowledge, completely Spanish if you are doing a degree that is in Spanish. And usually you have an interview. And the important thing, of course, is to get the student visa. That sometimes require time, because 2 to 3 months can be required to apply for the Spanish visa. And well, this is just a quick overview of the educational situation in Spain, particularly in the area of undergraduate, but also for postgraduate studies. Now, I can go directly, if Dhirubhai agrees, into
yes,
the
Mariano,
presentation.
please go ahead and just let us know about the University of Navarra as well.
Fine. Thank you, Dhirubhai. So, well, some of you know about the University of Navarra. Many of others might be first time you hear about this university. So I will show a presentation I will share with you. Okay. So the University of Navarra is located in the city of Pamplona. Here you see this map of Spain, and Pamplona is in the north. There is our main campus. Pamplona is located 3.5 hours from Madrid and 4 hours from Barcelona by train. And almost all undergraduate courses are taught in Pamplona, except engineering that is taught in the other city called San Sebastian, just in the border with France. Then for the master programs, we have the Barcelona, where the business school is located, IESE, and Madrid, that has executive courses for IESE and some of the postgraduate degrees, especially in the area of law and economics, some of them. So these are the 4 campuses, but the main, for undergraduate, the most important is Pamplona. Here you can see an overview of the campus in Pamplona. Pamplona is a small town, a small city, but relatively small, with 2 lakh people. And the University of Navarra plays an important role in the city, because for one reason or another, many people are related to the university. You can see there is a combination of buildings with greenery that makes the entire campus very appealing, very attractive. This is the TECNUN, or the School of Engineering in San Sebastian. Logically, it's smaller because only just one school. San Sebastian is 100 kilometers away from Pamplona, so it's very well connected. The International Foundation Program is a program to do before the degree, a gap year. Very useful for students who do not know Spanish and want to do the degree in Spanish, or they want to do one of the bilingual degrees and still they have not reached the B2 level of Spanish that is required for admission. So the student can spend 1 semester or 1 full year learning the Spanish language. If the student already knows the Spanish language and perhaps is not sure what to study, sometimes can do also the foundation program to get familiar with some of the subject of the degree that he or she might pursue in the future. Now, in the University of Navarra, the degrees are taught in Spanish, but there are a good number of bilingual degrees. By bilingual, we mean that some subjects are taught in English and some subjects are taught in Spanish. Some of them, even you can do the first year completely in English, and from the second year, you start having subjects taught in Spanish. This is because we are convinced that if you are 4 years in Spain, it will be very useful for your future career, that you learn not only your degree, but you also learn the Spanish language. We have already said that this is widely spoken in many countries. So as bilingual degrees, especially in the area of economics, perhaps the most international of all our schools. So you can do the international degree in management or the international degree in economics. Marketing in the School of Communication, and then international relations in the School of Law, and design at the School of Architecture, and humanities in the School of Humanities. These degrees are, the first year can be done fully in English. Others require, for instance, if you want to study medicine and you don't know Spanish, then the school will advise you to do first the foundation program to learn the language and then to join the medical degree. In order to be admitted in all the degrees, the student should have minimum DELE B2 in Spanish. Now, we offer for those who need a test, an orientation test. So in order to help you to discover which is your degree, your most suitable degree according to your capacities and your interests, so that you can ask for that test. It's free of cost, and the university will give you the result of it. Now, the ratio professor-student is 10.5. So there is also the task that the teachers don't not only teach their subject, but also they offer mentoring. So each student has the right to have a mentor, a teacher, or even sometimes a senior student who can help the student with any difficulty that he or she can find during, especially in the first year. That is sometimes the most difficult. Now, I have already mentioned that we have a very green campus, as you can see, 130 hectares with several thousands of trees of many species, so make it the environment very, very nice. Now, internationality. We are a Spanish university, but with a strong international dimension. So 30% of our students approximately are from foreign countries, other 30% are from Pamplona region, and the other 30% are from the rest of Spain. But we are growing year after year in the proportion of international students. At this moment, there are 3,800 from more than 108 countries, and we have agreement with universities of 55 countries that this facilitate the exchange programs. We have agreement with many universities, and a student who is pursuing a degree that we follow the semester form, so you can do 1 semester or 2 semesters in any of the universities with which the University of Navarra has an agreement. Well, we foster also extracurricular activities. We have a museum, and here we have theater, or music, sports, social activities, etc. Here also we have the Tantaca, that is the organization that promotes social activities in Spain, and during summer, sometimes also trips to other countries to help in one way or another with concrete projects. In fact, this year, this academic year, during the lockdown, from a school in Spain, with the help of the School of Languages of the University of Navarra, they taught Spanish language to a group of students in Kerala, for young children, and who were in lockdown, where they learned Spanish online from Spain. Now, the academic fees per year go from 9 lakhs per year to 14.5 lakhs per year. The most expensive is medicine, and among the cheapest is the area of humanities and also the foundation program. In between, there are the prices of the other degrees. But money should not be a barrier. If a student has talent and wants to study at the University of Navarra, also because is enthused with the vision of the University of Navarra, the university will try to help as much as possible. So you can apply for a cost and a scholarship study when you apply for admission, and there are 2 possibilities of help. One is the incentivation plan, other is the alumni scholarship. The incentivation plan is the university asks some documents from the students to see the grades that the student obtained in his or her school, and the financial income of the family. And in many cases, the university grants a discount. That is the incentivation program. If the the fees are 15,000 euros, perhaps the discounts in your case, the fees will be 13,000 or 10,000, depends. And in addition to the incentivization, there is the possibility of the alumni scholarship for students also with financial needs and a good academic record, at least 37 IB points minimum or 8.5 out of 10 in class 11 and class 12. Well, for housing, there are university halls of residence on campus. Many others are outside the campus, but connected to the University of Navarra. Then there's a possibility also living in a flat, sharing with a family or sharing with other students. We have an office that tries to help the students as much as possible to find the suitable place for housing and for food also. The admission criteria for all the degrees except medicine, 60% of the weightage is your GPA high school, and 40% the online test and the personal interview with the delegate or with someone from the school. For medicine, the high school GPA weightage is 30%, and the entrance exam, that is the BMAT, or if you apply through the IB route and you have more than 38 in the IB diploma, then 70% will be the weightage of the test, the online admission test, or the IB grades. This is for the School of Medicine, the other is for the rest of the degrees. Admission periods and deadline, well, the next one is on the 21st of February. Yesterday was the resolution for those who apply before the 30th of November. So now the next deadline is 21st of February, and the 26th of February, they have the entrance examination, and by 15th of March, the students are informed about the resolution, whether they are admitted or not. How is the admission process? It is online. The student has to enter in this miportal.unav.edu, and there they submit all the papers, all the documents required. No? They get registered, then they have to submit passport, academic grades. There's a payment of 100 euros for the administration process. This is non-refundable. And then you fill in the application form, and the university will send an email informing the student when is the entrance examination, and which is the key, the link to log into that examination. Then, in addition to the entrance exam, there is an interview with the delegate of the country, and final, the decision of admission will be available at the particular date in the MIUNAV website. And once you are admitted, then you have to assure your seat. So the student has to register and to show that he or she is decided to do the degree in the University of Navarra. So just if there are 2 minutes, I would like to show a video of 2 minutes about the university.
Mariano, the video is not playing. If you have started it, I think you'll have to stop sharing, reshare, and there is an option of do you want to share audio also? So in Zoom while sharing, you have to select that option. So the video was not playing.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm gonna put another video later on, so it's okay if you don't want to put it now.
Okay, we'll show it later on, no problem.
Perfect. Yes, yes. So let's move on to Beatriz, and we are looking forward to learning more about the summer schools that are offered at Navarra.
So I'm gonna share my screen 1 second. Okay, perfect. Compartir. And okay, well, my name is Bea, and I do 2 different jobs at the University of Navarra. One is an admissions department, so I take care of international students coming from non-Spanish speaking countries for undergrad and master programs. And then I'm also the head of admissions for the ILTE, which is the Spanish Language and Culture Institute of the University of Navarra. And I'm gonna put a hat on right now and talk about it, okay? So, as Mariano said, we are a global university, so we have 4 campuses in Spain, but we also have a campus in New York, Sao Paulo, and Munich for our master programs, okay? Just to clarify that. And since you already know about like where the campuses are, I want to show you the campuses. So I'm gonna play that video now, so to make it like a little more lighter than a reunion, a session. So let's see if the video works. A ver. If it's working.
Esto es Impress, la
Commercial. Fun. Okay. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. Okay, so those are the campuses from the University of Navarra. The one in Pamplona, the one in San Sebastian, and the one in Madrid. So now you get a little bit of like an idea of how the campus look like. And now we're going to talk about the ILTE. So ILTE is the Spanish Language and Culture Institute, and it was founded in 1967. So we're basically the ones that take care of all those students that want to come to the campus and learn Spanish before jumping into the program or while they are studying a program. Because as Mariano said, they can choose to do the International Foundation program and learn Spanish at the same time they take like some subjects in English from their field of interest, or they can just jump into, for example, design, which the first year is all in English, and go to our institute and learn Spanish at the same time in the afternoons, for example. Some students also choose the option of coming during the summer for an intensive summer program. So we offer different ones. So for those students, undergraduate students from high school that want to come to the university, or even junior students that are still in high school, we offer the pre-college summer program. So this is basically like, as you can see there, the dates are from the 27th of June until the 15th of July this year. And we need at least 20 students to be able to do the program. But you don't have to be from the same school. We just need 20 students. They can come from whenever they want, wherever they want. Okay, as long as you have 20, the program moves forward. And so the structure of the program is like 3 weeks, and they have like 45 hours of Spanish language and culture courses, like on campus. It's not online, it's on campus classes, and there are also academic activities outside the classroom. The first 2 weeks are on the campus in Pamplona, and the last week is in the campus in Madrid. There are also a few cultural activities, going to Bilbao, museums, like cathedral, like different like judinchos, and the students can choose to stay in a student's residence, always in a double room with private bathroom and all meals included. So this is a nice option for those students from high schools that they want to come just 3 weeks to learn Spanish. Maybe they are thinking about and just go back to India. It's fine. Or also those students that want to see if they want to come to Spain to study, not our uni, just in general to Spain, and they want to practice their Spanish or improve their Spanish skills, they can just join this program too. And also students who wants to come to the uni and they are in the last year of high school, they can do this program to improve their Spanish level before starting classes in September. So there are different uses that can be for this program. Then we offer another summer program, but this one is more for university students. So in this one, we normally do like exchange, it's not exchange, but normally universities send students to our campus, and from 3 to 5 weeks, and it's for them to get university credits too. So this one is kind of divided like in 3 different sessions, and we need at least 8 people to develop this program. So there's like the first session will be like intensive Spanish language and culture courses. Then add the area courses, which can be like, for example, like medical Spanish. So there's like a group that are interested in studying like specific terms for the future career or whatever. We can prepare those classes. And there is also like the business of wine in the northern Spain, or drawing architecture in Spain. So they travel around Spain drawing and seeing different like size or meaningful buildings and different architectural styles throughout Spain. And then the third session is the internship. So students can come here and earn up to 3 credits as internships. So they can do like I want session 1 and session 2, or just 1 and 3. They can choose different options depending on how long they want to stay here and what they want to study. There are also activities like flamenco, kayaking, day trips to Bilbao and Sebastian to beach. And they can choose to stay at the student's residence or with a host family. And then there's the last option, that is the tailored summer programs. So let's say I have a group of students that want to go to learn Spanish the last 2 weeks of July, and they are especially interested in nursing, for example. So we can make a tailored program for that group of students. So we are pretty flexible with that. So if you know, like you're a lot of Spanish teachers here right now, so if you talk to each other and it's like, hey, I have one student, I want to go there. I have 2, okay. If we make a group of 8, we can do the program, okay? So, and this is also for students and adults. Like I have a bunch of parents that want to go there, or they don't want to send the kids alone. So you can do one group for kids, one for parents. The parents want to know more about the business of wine and so wine tasting style, and the kids are more interested in about like business. So you can organize 2 different groups. So this one tailored one is super easy and super flexible to organize whatever you need and adapt to all of your needs. Okay, you can ask any question whenever you want, just in case you forget something. And then as the Spanish Institute, we also offer the Master in Teaching Spanish as a Foreign Language. So our master was one of the first ones there in this style, because we normally separate like 4 different highlights. In the academic side, the good thing about this master is that you are a student and a teacher at the same time. So you arrived to Pamplona the last week of August. You have like the first week like catching up, settling, and then the next week you are already a teacher. So you're receiving classes from your professors, but you're also a professor for other students. So those students are coming here to learn Spanish or to study something and then learn Spanish. You are the teacher. The good thing is like your professors are also your mentors, and they're going to be with you always in the classroom. So while you're teaching other students, you're going to have your professor with you, like not controlling, but like checking up on you and helping you have any problems or anything. So is that the good thing about it is that you have the whole year. That's why it's quite intense program, because you're a teacher and a student at the same time. So it can be quite demanding. And we also have like international academic staff. They have experience working with different universities around the world, like from the States, from Asia, from everywhere around the world. And we also have like special guests coming for master classes. We are actually doing one online on this Wednesday about the business of the Spanish, like how like knowing Spanish is a good business in the world. So if any of you is interested, we're gonna do this for free, and it's gonna be on Wednesday 19th. And then in the academic side, all our professors hold a PhD. So it means that they are your mentor, they are professors, but they are also doing research, like continuous research in all kind of like ways. So that's also good because they keep learning too. So what they keep learning, they can keep teaching it to the students. Oh, I forgot to say that those, since you are also a professor when you're studying the master, you're getting 200 euros per month. So that means 2,000 euros back. Okay, you will get also. So it's like an incentive also. It's not a lot of money, but it's something. Then you also do like a couple of trips. There's a trip to Barcelona to our master, to our business school there, the IESE, and you're gonna be there for a week, taking classes there and more like business-oriented classes. And then it's another trip to Miami. Last year we couldn't make it because of COVID, but this year we're planning on doing it. So fingers crossed. Oh well. About the financial situation, this master is around like 13,000 euros the whole year. But we also offer students can apply for the financial aid study, and they can get up to a 40% discount in the final price. And there is also the option, I mean, like, plus you get the 2,000 euros back for being a teacher also. And there's the teaching assistant ship that you can be teaching assistant, and then you get some money back also. And then, as I said, the scholarship, you get up to 40% discount. So there are different options. So we study case by case, and it's all of them, all the discounts we give away are always based on academic merits and financial need. Okay, both things. And then the cultural immersion of the master program. So there's you can live with a family, or you can live in a student residence. A lot of students decide to live with a family because you're 24 hours with Spanish speakers, and you get more like integrated in the city. But it's totally up to the students. We don't force you to do anything. And there's the Spanish clubs and field trips, and they do like movie nights and flamenco classes, a lot of activities and cooking classes. So you get more integrated into the culture. So it's pretty cool. But anyway. And it's rolling admission. So we open the application process the 1st of October, and it's rolling admission until we run out of space or until May. That's whatever comes first. Financial aid, we already talked about it, and housing, there are different options, as I say, like the student residence, a host family, or a flat. I have to say, I think the most economic option is the flat, because you can share with other people, and it might be like 200, 300 euros per month, and then you do the groceries, and you wouldn't be spending that much actually. Also, its building, the one you saw on the campus, its building has its own cafeteria, and it's like really nice food. It's like homemade. It's not like fast food, like pizzas and burgers. It's like you can choose between pasta and salad, so some like soups, and then like roast chicken or fish, or like different kind of meals, and it's all homemade. So it's decent food, decent price. And then, sorry, yes, basically 1 second, yeah. And to apply is super easy. It's everything done online. We don't need any papers. So you have to register on the website here in myportal.una.edu. And then you need your passport and your transcript from the university and your diploma. Then a picture of you, like a headshot with a white background, because if you're accepted, it's going to be the picture that goes in your student ID. So choose wise. It's going to be with you for a whole year. Then 2 recommendations letters, your curriculum, And then you need to submit an English and a Spanish certificate. So we request a C1 level of Spanish and a B2 level of English, and then €100 to pay. So you apply, and when you apply, you can apply at the same time for the housing and the financial aid. And we strongly recommend you to apply earlier on, and also to the financial aid as soon as possible. Because at the beginning of the year, we still have money. Okay, at the end of the year, we don't have money, basically. And then the director of the program will contact you for an online interview. And then you will give the resolution, and then you can choose how you want to pay. And as soon as you book your spot with us, we'll send you the visa kit so you can start applying for your visa to come here. To apply for a visa to come to Spain, you cannot do it more than 3 months in advance. So let's say you have to be in Pamplona on the 25th of August, okay? You cannot apply before the 25th of May. So let's say you want to, you want to come here, blah, blah, blah. So I would recommend you to just call the embassy and make an appointment for the 15th of June. So you make sure, because in August, Spanish people are chill and normally go on holidays and things get late and delayed. So I would recommend to apply for the visa in June, okay? And then visa done, you come here, we come to Spain. And the good thing about the uni is that once you're a student here, you're an alumni forever. And our alumni community is here more plus 88,000, but now it's like more than 140,000 students around the world. It's a strong community, and we keep doing like life learning, like master classes, and we meet up in different cities around the world. So it's pretty nice. And this is one of our students from this master. Well, you can read there what he says, but the fact that you can be part of the department and be a colleague of the professors creates an atmosphere that you don't experience anywhere else. Professors come from England, the States, or Asia, so you have the vision of professionals from very different parts of the world. And actually, our students then can travel to different countries, have some working in the States, some are in Northern Europe, some are in Africa, some are in Asia, so they're all around, spread around the world. And if any of you want to talk with any alumni to get a better idea of the master, just let me know. I'll put you in touch with some of them, okay? And crazy. And thank you. That's all from my side. I see there are some questions that I don't know if they're for me or not. I speak a little fast. Oh, sorry, I didn't send you my email. I didn't put my email there on the screen. But anyway, I can type it here. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna put here.
Mariano, I see you're speaking something, but I think you'll have to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Yes. No, I say that in the chat there are some questions for Bea.
Okay, so first one. Sorry. You couldn't hear me properly? I'm sorry. Yes, I'm just reading the messages now, sorry. So could you repeat for faculty trips? Okay, so you do like 1 week trip to Barcelona, to our business school there, and you take classes more about like Spanish for business, and more like also like the words, the vocabulary for business, and how to business in Spanish, and because it's different, Spanish are different, as agriculture, of course. When I was living in Asia, it was like I had to learn all the protocols to how to share with somebody on the bottom. So like, it's confusing sometimes. Anyway, and then there's another 1 week trip to Miami. Okay. Okay. Then there's English and Spanish certificate. Can you explain again? Okay. So to apply for our master, it's only for the master. Okay. So to apply for that, we request an C1 level. For a Spanish certificate, I can be DELE, CIELE, or ACTFL. Okay, one of those 3 we accept. I think you can also do that certification with us. I think us is cheaper than in a lot of countries. So we do 1 exam per month. So if any of you is interested, you just have to, like, I can send you the link and you can just register for the exam. Next one is on the 21st of January, and the next one 25th of February. But well, there is 1 every month. And the English B2 level we requested because of sometimes the professors that come for master classes, they are international professors, so they do the master class in English and also for the week in Miami. Okay, so you will need the English for that. Oh, okay. Fitza I don't know if Fita, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead, please. You have a question.
Thank you, sir. I've actually got a couple of questions, and I hope it's okay to.
Go for it.
Thank you. The first one is actually, you mentioned there's a session on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you if I heard you right, if I understood right, I believe that's something related to business. Or is that because I'm a Spanish teacher and I'm interested, I mean, I'm aspiring to pursue a master's in the teaching of Spanish as a foreign language, but I don't know if that will be relevant for me. So that was my first question, the session on Wednesday.
Okay, so the session on Wednesday, I mean, maybe it's not the best time. I mean, like, 'cause it's at 7 p.m. Spanish time, but you can register and so we can send you the recording afterwards. Okay, that's one option. And the session is about like, so the name of the session is, I'm gonna say it in Spanish because it's gonna be in Spanish. Es con ella de business, el español como lengua de negocios en el mundo. Okay, so how the Spanish is getting more and more important around the world in terms of business. Because I mean, like, all Latin America speaks Spanish. Like, so many people in the States speak Spanish. So it's like you need, but it's worthy to speak Spanish and to make business. So that's gonna be the session on Wednesday. So if any of you is interested, you have my email there. You can just send me an email and I will send you the link to join the session. Okay. Second question. Yeah, you're mute.
Thank you. My second question, I've actually written them down, was if what was the cost of the master's program? If I couldn't get that.
Sorry, I speak fast and my microphone isn't working properly, so sorry for that. So I speak fast. It's around 13,000 euros.
All right. Okay, thank you. Another one. I understand that this. So I agree with what Ms. Nitika said, that there's nothing that compensates for an immersive first-hand experience of learning a language. I did my B1 at Cervantes, Instituto Cervantes in Nueva Delhi, and then I had the opportunity to go as a language and culture auxiliary at Cadiz for about 8-9 months. And I came back and cleared my B2. But again, after this session, what I've learned is that we require a C1 to do this master's. And then I think you mentioned that it's also possible to write this exam with you, or kind of. So how does that work? Okay.
So I mean, like, if you believe you have the C1 level already, we do offer a Spanish certification exam online. So in our website, well, you have my email. You can ask me all the questions if you want, and I can send you all the links there. Okay. But on our website, you can just choose to certificate yourself as C1, and we offer one exam per month. So next one is gonna be on the 21st of January. The next one is gonna be 25th of
February. Yes.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like once every month. So if you feel like, okay, I'm not sure I'm ready yet, you can wait until March if you want to. It's
all right. But then I wouldn't require the delay, right? That this would then compensate.
Exactly. If you do hours, you already get the certification. It's fine.
All right. I'm sorry. Is it okay to continue? I've got quite a few questions.
It's okay. Go for it.
Thank you.
Before actually going ahead with the questions, let me first ask Nitika if she has any final comments, and then Mariano, I would also request you if you could share your email ID in the chat. We have about 4 minutes, so I think we can just take up as many questions in those.
Yes, I would absolutely. If somebody else wants to go ahead, that'll be great. Otherwise, if not,
yes.
then I'll just.
But of course, there is Dia's email ID in the chat, and feel free to write to her via the chat.
Right.
And but let's first have the closing comments from Nitika.
Yes.
So I think it's been a great, hearing both Mariano and Beatriz, and it's of course a pleasure, knowing that there is so much that now the teachers as well as students have so many opportunities that definitely makes learning Spanish more enriching. Being in Spain, and Spain of course is one of my most favorite countries, and going there with the culture, the food, the architecture, everything is wonderful. And the courses that you're offering, or the university is offering, is definitely something I would also want to do it again. So surely, Beatriz, I might write to you again that I want to do something. Well, so let's make use of these opportunities that we have, offer them to our students, as well as if we are Spanish teachers, I promise you this opens up a lot of doors of opportunities career wise for all of us, definitely. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining in today, and it's been very, very interesting.
Superb. Thank you so much, Nitika, for your comments. Thank you, Pia and Mariano.
The
And we'll
best-
stay back. Yes, Pia. Yes.
Sorry, 1 second. I have like a private message on my chat. So like, if I can
Yes,
just answer
yes.
the question.
Please
super
go ahead.
fast.
Please go
Okay,
ahead.
so I've been asking, like, as per my, the Spanish government doesn't allow us to do master in Spanish unless we have a bachelor's in Spanish. So that's not really true. You can come here to study a master degree as long as you meet the Spanish requirements. So if you have the right level of Spanish, you can come here to study the master, no questions asked, okay? So that wouldn't be a problem. Just want to clarify that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pia. Mariano, before we close, anything you would like to add over here?
Well, thank you, the best. Thank you, Nikita and Beatriz. Well, it has been a wonderful session. And well, thank you to all the participants who have been attending. And our emails are there on the chat. So whenever you need to contact us, most welcome. We are available.
Thank you so much, Mariano. And Beatriz and Frieza, feel free if you have a couple more questions. We have a couple more minutes. So please go ahead and we can take up a couple questions before closing. Yes.
Come on, go for it. Don't be shy.
Thank you. Again, sorry. Like I said again, so nothing like being on campus and studying, but do you also offer distance courses? Given, so like I'm working right now, and with the COVID situation, you never know how things pan out. Do you also offer courses?
So to learn Spanish, we can offer them, but to study the master, we don't, because as I said at the beginning, the master goes at the same time as practices.
Understood, yes.
You cannot do the practices if you're not like in person here.
Absolutely.
So that's right. So the master is not available online, only the summer program or the Spanish lessons to learn Spanish, but the master is not available online.
And what is the duration, the overall duration of the course, and with the assistantship?
Yes. So you start like at the last week of August, and you finish May, at the end of May.
Okay. This is the entire duration of the master.
Yeah, it's 10 months. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
I can see there's questions from Sushmita. Sushmita, please go ahead.
Hello, thank you for the session, everyone. I just wanted to ask that, do you also have a little bit of linguistics or literature that I can study in the course? Because I have no background of that.
Like you want to study like extra program, like extra classes?
Yeah, or maybe in the same master's program, or do you have a master's program where you have like all these subjects too?
Yeah. I mean, like within the master program, you have some of those subjects too. If you want, you can send me your email address, and I can send you the program with all the related subjects. Okay, so you can see which one will fit better your interests.
Thank you. I'll send you an email.
Fiza and Sushmita, if you can just also send your email IDs to Beatriz and Mariano, they can just share additional information with you.
Sure. Thank you.
No problem.
So it's 8:30 p.m. And we would be running out of time now. So before closing, I think we've had a fantastic session. So thank you so much, Nitika, Beatriz, and Mariano. It was a pleasure having all of you here. Fantastic insights you presented. Thank you for your time. And of course, I'm sure some of these educators who were here today would be writing to you, asking you for additional questions and resources. And if you do have more materials, of course, I'll be happy to share it with all the participants. So with that, we are at the end of the session. Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening.